everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Hazlett and Friends. Now let's see who we have here. Who's hanging around? Britt is here, as always. I love hearing from Britt. Amy says it's going to be amazing. Look, it was a toss-up between calling this Hazlett and Friends or Hazlett fumbles his way through using a computer. So let's maybe pull that amazing word down a little bit. But how is everyone? Elvita is here. What's everyone up to today on their Sunday? All having a good time, hopefully. I've lost my bearings. Where am I? Here I am. I'm here. I'm back. I'm figuring this all out. So yes, welcome everyone who, whether you were here last week or this is your first week tuning in. It's nice to have you here. I started doing this stream. I had the idea for it because I think last year, obviously I put out an EP and I had big plans to tour, and part of touring and why I love it so much is being able to meet people and hang out and get to know you guys. Sadly, that has been taken away from us briefly. It'll be back soon, no doubt, but for the time being, we're in a bit of a lull with live music. So I thought I'd start this thing called Hazlett and Friends as a way of being able to meet you and hang out with you, and also you can meet other people that like my music and similar things. Maybe you can make friends and get along there and get to know each other and hang out. But yeah, it's also, I think part of doing it is I get a lot of questions and people asking for advice or tips, or I think I'd maybe just give off the aura of wanting to help people, which I think is a good aura to have. But yeah, so I wanted to make it a bit of a place where, you know, I can answer your questions or maybe help you guys out if you need a little help. And yeah, just a little space on the internet where, you know, as much as we're disconnected right now, we can kind of come here and hang out and feel a little more connected, and you can leave the weight of the world behind briefly, and we can hang out and have a good time. So yeah, if you don't know anyone in the chat, feel free to say hi. I think most people are quite friendly. I see a lot of familiar faces that tune in on the reg. Georgina's here. I'm getting a cold, but keen for this is Georgina. Elizabeth Hazlett, I got up. It's 7 a.m. Thanks for changing the time. Yeah, so we pushed everything back an hour for one person. That is Elizabeth. Because she's never tuned in, really wanted to tune in. She's in Utah, I think. Utah, which I think is mountain time. I'm not the best on times, but I try to be. Chantel Blackmore is here. I don't know why I said your full name. That's strange to read out someone's full name. M's here. Kong's here. I think she is in Singapore. SG, I'm assuming, is Singapore. So yeah, there's a lot of lovely people here all over the world. I'm glad I hit a little time that everyone can tune in, and it's hard picking a time because I don't want to offend Australian people by making them stay up late, but I don't want to, yeah. It's hard trying to please everyone, basically. Joni, this is going to be a regular thing for me before football practice. Great, so speak warm up. I'll try and speak some warm up stuff. You know, we'll see if we can get you psyched up for football practice. But what's everyone up to on this Sunday before I jump into the show? How cute's my little coffee cup, by the way? It was way too expensive, but I'm enjoying the aestheticness of it. And it's a little bamboo straw. Isn't that cute? 9 p.m. is a perfect Perth. My brain just exploded reading that sentence. 9 p.m. is a perfect Perth? 9 p.m. is perfect for Perth, I'm assuming this. There we go. 11 p.m. isn't too bad. See, Chantel's not complaining. Robert's here. Good morning, Robert. Robert is on the East Coast in the US. I can't tell if it's endearing or creepy that I just seem to try and memorize all your time zones and where you are. Let's say it's endearing for now. I think that's the best way to look at this. Yeah. So, upcoming in the show today, we have a few things that we're going to try and get to. We have the playlist update. We have things I found on my camera roll. We're going to go through a little of the story of the time I met Post Malone. We'll laugh at some things that I found on TikTok, as per usual. We'll head to the mood board for some of you that might not have got to catch the mood board last week, because people really liked that, I think. The mailbag is very full this week, so we're going to try and empty all that. A little thinking out loud, and then we're going to touch on a friend of the program later on. Yeah, what do we got here? So, Brit's drinking a hot chocolate. Johnny has a headache. Lockdown in Melbourne. Rhiannon's been in Frio for the day. So much going on, guys. So much going on. I'm glad everyone's having a good Sunday though. Just a quick little update so I don't bore you too much. From HQ here in Recording Central in Stockholm. The album's coming along. I think I touched on it a little bit on socials and stuff, but yeah, it's been better and harder than I originally thought when I started making it. I think I almost thought I was just gonna not cruise through it, but I was like, I've got a lot to write about, or I've got a lot of ideas. But then the more it became, the world became a bit more isolated. It became a lot harder. But we got there in the end. I think a lot of the song ideas and everything's down there is really coming together. I'm excited because we're almost in the finishing touches stage, which is a good place to be in. Which means that we're almost done, which means I can finally shave this ridiculous beard off. That's just been growing on my face the whole time making this album. It's gonna be nice to have a clean face for once. I don't know, it's probably day 182 of not shaving. It's good times. But yeah, the songs are going well. How many songs? I'm not too sure at this stage. We're kind of just getting all the ideas out there in the open, and then we might take a little step back and see how everything's happening on the in terms of what songs and stuff we think should make the album and what shouldn't. Yeah, just have to fix my stream because I realized I still had my notifications coming through on my phone, which is a very rookie error for me, but like I said, I'm still trying to figure all this out with you guys. So you get to see my emails coming through, which was probably a fun experience for some of you and probably a very annoying one for a lot of other people. So I think we're going to jump into the playlist. I think that's a good idea. Like last week, like I said, I think it's always best for headphones. So if you have headphones handy, I think we should all go to the headphones because headphones are the best. And they make listening to music sounds so much better. So do you have your headphones handy? Who's got headphones handy? Please tell me you do. Yeah, people got headphones. Alrighty. Let's get in the zone. What do we got here? Let's go to the playlist, guys. So the As Heard by Hazlett playlist. I try and keep this as up to date as possible with stuff that I'm listening to. But yeah, obviously, if you guys have found a really good song recently, throw it in the chat because I'd love to listen to it. I love hearing what you guys are listening to because, I mean, for the most part, I think you guys listen to me, and it's nice knowing kind of what music you listen to if you listen to me. I have no idea what else people listen to. So Georgina puts in my one working AirPod. One working AirPod will be enough, I'm sure. Okay, so first up we have this song. Speaking of artists that, you know, might be similar to me, I found this band by looking in my own related artists. And they're called Night Traveler. And I was so surprised when I found it. I think a lot of the time my related artists end up being folky, acoustic kind of people. And I always think, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I like that. But, you know, I think there's cooler music sometimes in the related artists. So this is a band called Night Traveler, and I absolutely love them. Yeah, they're super chill, almost have like a real 80s constant somebody else 1975 vibe to them. But yeah, they're a duo from Austin, Texas. And yeah, I'm happy that they're in my related artists because I love this style of music and I think they're really, really cool. I've got some music coming through. Bastards by Imogen Clark, I'll put it on the list. Almost a Lover by Nissan, I'll put that on the list. Mero, I think you'd like him. Not Alone is amazing. Not Alone by Mero, cool. I'll make sure I write these down and have a listen to them. Rob found a lot of good music on Coffee and Chill playlist on Spotify. That's good, because I feel like a lot of my songs get put on there. I've become the poster boy for Coffee and Chill. Yeah, so that's Night Traveler. Really cool find, and I'm glad that they're on my list of related artists. Next up we have Dayglow. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of Dayglow. I thought it was a band for a while. Turns out it's just this guy. Or I think it's this guy put the band together. It's like a bit of a Kevin Parker, Tame Impala situation where I think he might be the mastermind behind it. But yeah, he's only 21. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. His name's Sloan Strubble, I think, is his actual name. Yeah, he's a singer-songwriter, and I just became obsessed with this vibe. It's such a throwback, kind of boppy stuff, but he digs into his grooves a lot, which is really cool. Elizabeth knows Dayglow. Good taste, Elizabeth. Good taste. Dayglow. Good vibes. M just wants to let us know she's at her mum's place and she decided to come and sit in her room and she doesn't understand how I'm on the TV and talking to her at the same time. It's technology, M's mum. M's a great contributor to this chat. And yeah, congrats. Congrats for having a lovely child like M. Dance break. To cover awkwardness. I'm just kidding. I'm glad your mum's joining the stream, Em. That's I think that's the first time we've had a mum join. Welcome. Alright, next up on the playlist update. I'm sorry to do it to you. You've probably heard it to death. But even someone like me can't escape the phenomenon that is Olivia Rodrigo. So this song, first of all, is amazing.
I wore makeup when we dated 'cause I thought you'd like me more. If I
Her voice is
looked like
amazing.
the other prom queens I know that you loved before. Tried so hard to be everything that you liked, just for you to say you're not the compliment type. And I knew how you took your
It's so good. She's 18. That's crazy. Breaking hearts at 18. But I remember when I first heard the big song was Driver's License. And then I started kind of finding out the information about the whole Disney scene that she came from and things like that. But that Driver's License song was nice. It was similar to when Harry Styles came along. And it kind of reminded people about the old school kind of art of music, which I think almost gives you a bit of hope in when you hear, a bit of, I wouldn't say bad music, but like a lot of music that you don't relate to. And then a song, or an artist like Olivia Rodrigo comes along. And so many people will be like, oh, she's just pop or she's manufactured by Disney or whatever. But like, you can't deny how amazing these songs are and how great her voice is.
The next second you were gone, and you left me there crying and wondering what I did wrong. You always say I'm never satisfied, but I don't think that's true.
Huge, and I feel like she's just only gonna get bigger. I mean, that Driver's License song broke the single day streaming record on Spotify out of nowhere with like 15.7 million streams, I think. And then it broke the record again the next day with 17 million streams. And the only other songs that have broken those records are like Christmas songs. Crazy. Also, fun fact, in case you want some Olivia Rodrigo facts, because that's why you've tuned in here, to get your Olivia Rodrigo facts. She first made her appearance on screen in an Old Navy commercial. That's the extent of my research. You guys happy about that research? Putting in the extra effort for you.
But I don't think anything could ever
Such a
be
vibe.
enough for you. Enough for you.
I'm so jealous I can't sing like that. She has such a silky, effortless voice. So good. Alright, next up on the playlist, we have kind of one of my favorites. I haven't known that much about him. I haven't really researched into him, but it seems like I like everything that he does. Dominic Fike. Um, I think it was recently. I think it was in the playlist update the other week. He did. Paul McCartney released an album, and then he re-released the album with a bunch of other artists doing the covers of the songs. And Dominic Fike, which I would never normally put in a lane with Paul McCartney, did a better Paul McCartney than Paul McCartney did on the song. And it's crazy because when I first heard him, you know the 3 Nights at the Motel song and things like that, very kind of like not that music, but he's just busting out good tunes.
Yeah, don't crash, don't text, don't renew your tags. No sex, no sleep, just that job. I bet you miss what you had. You can't get no sleep at night. Do you ever wonder why everyone is out to get you every day? Do you question anything? How many warning signs till it hits you, darling? Gravity's your friend. You fall out of touch sometimes.
So good. So good, Dominic Fike. See, that's just goes to show you can blow up out of nowhere. I think he blew up on SoundCloud originally, and then his song blew up further because he was arrested, and I think he was arrested for hitting a police officer. I don't know the full story of it. Some research I probably should have done. Sorry. All right, and lastly on the playlist, who doesn't love sports? I love sports. But it's also a random new band that I found. These guys. Sports. Can't remember where are they from. They're from. I think it was a slight Laney homage with them. I think they were from Oklahoma, but based in LA. Kind of that Midwest, moving out west kind of thing. But yeah, I found it in my Discover Weekly on Spotify, and I just love it. So good. I did find out that they actually named the band ironically. To tell their parents that they were making money from sports, which I thought was quite funny because I think I did a similar thing when I first dropped out of university and started to do music. I hope my parents aren't tuned into this and I don't find out. That'd be awkward. But yeah, if you like any of the music, there's a link in the description that you can click on. And also I'll just throw it in the chat now, so you can, if you want to follow the playlist, everything that I listen to, I throw in there, and everything underneath the stream today will be coming from that playlist. Okay, Robert is heading to work and he's listening to this in the car. I feel like I'm a radio announcer now. I feel like I've really made it in life. But how is everyone out there? Are we enjoying ourselves on this Sunday? Are we having fun? Are we enjoying the live stream? I should probably put less effort into this live stream, shouldn't I? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put less effort into it. I'm going to put more effort into it because I'm now addicted to trying to figure out live streaming and how it works. Ugh. Need more coffee. Coffee is needed. Love finding new music. It's literally the highlight of my week is finding a new band like that. So sports is my new find. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out some of the music that you guys wrote into the chat as well. Elizabeth, yes, it's a vibe. It's a vibe at 7 a.m. I like to hear it. So we've got a few new people in. So I might show you guys the mood board in case you missed it last week. Amy is absolutely loving this. Georgina, yes, looked forward to it all day. Kong said vibe is how I'm going to pronounce that version of vibe. But yeah, just I've got you on my little screen here on the right, so keep talking in there. I enjoy I enjoy seeing your comments and you guys hanging out and talking to each other or commenting on stuff. It's nice. I feel like that way we get to hang out. It's nice. Chantel says, I can finally say I enjoy sports. That's such a dad joke. Such a dad joke, and I am totally here for it. Okay, let's show you the mood board. I actually don't think I have the mood board up, so you're gonna just see some raw Pinterest footage here, because as we discussed last week, I'm a Pinterest guy. And I'm not afraid to say it. But yeah, everything I do comes through Pinterest. I have all these things here, whether it's, daily inspiration, it's stuff that I'm working on for the new album. Hazlett mood board, I've got one for artwork, backgrounds, new words that I like, food, poems. I do everything through here. But the thing that I did want to show you is the kind of vision board for the album. And I think it was it Georgina or was it Haley? I think last week really summed up my mood board well, of like, not in a mean way, but lacking direction and chaotic energy, which I think is the best way to describe it. But that's kind of what it really has become, that especially with the pandemic and stuff. Everything I've been writing has kind of been this disconnected, disjointed, but in a really nice way, like a collage. I was going to say a collage of emotions, but it just reminds me of Will Ferrell saying he's in a glass case of emotions in Anchorman. But yeah, it's a collage of emotions. So lately, I throw everything in here, and this is everything I'm kind of vibing off with writing the new album. So, hey, maybe you can piece together some of this stuff and figure out what's on the album or what the new album's going to be about. If you do that, you might be able to find out what the album's about before I even find out what it's about. Which, hey, if you can do that, kudos to you. And you can join the band. You're in the band. If you can figure that out, you are in the band. Elizabeth, oh my god, can I follow you on Pinterest? Of course you can follow me on Pinterest. I have no idea what my thing is, but yeah, if you find me, you can follow me on Pinterest. Kong, I like New Age Meds by The Wildlife. The Wildlife is really good band. Big fan of The Wildlife. I think they're really cool. Georgina, oopsie, that was me. Yep, that was Georgina that summed up my life on via my Pinterest board, which is very awkward. Yeah, what have we got up here next on the list? We're going to people's... Some people got really stressed out about this last week when I showed you stuff in my camera roll, and I had a lot of people commenting saying my anxiety would go through the roof if I was going through my camera roll while people were watching. I don't really have anything that random in my camera roll, so it's fine. But I have got the little little things in my camera roll section that I wanted to show you this week. And it's kind of a bit of a story of it's fitting that I'm doing it here because I can't tour. It's a story of the last time I was able to tour almost. So yeah, welcome to my little things in my camera roll. So last week we went through the stories of New York, and when I went there and I had the worst gig of my life, that ended up being probably one of the best gigs of my life. And this week we have a little story time of the time I went to Norway for a music festival, and I met Post Malone. It was actually the second time I'd met him. I met him once in LA with my friend, who's a singer, and this was before he blew up. This isn't like a toot my own horn story, but like it was before he blew up. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to go to this guy Post Malone's house?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go to his house." Like, sure. And we turn up to his house, and there's beer bottles everywhere, and there's just a tattoo chair in the middle of the house. And I met him, lovely guy. Didn't stay long. It was just like they were on the same label, the same management together. So he's like, "Oh yeah, he's out here working on an album. If you want to go meet him." And then fast track a few years later, Post Malone, possibly the biggest artist in the world, for a run there. And we were playing a music festival in Norway, and we went backstage, and Post Malone was there, and he turns up with an orange juice in his hand, looking like he's been on tour. The tour grind is tough. He was just, I could imagine he was just so tired with the amount of flying and traveling and stuff like that he's doing. And yeah, we kind of broke the ice with him, and I mentioned the fact that I'd met him once in LA a few years before with my friend. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "He's met so many people in his life." And he's like, "Yeah, you I'm not gonna do an American accent because I'll botch it." But he was like, "Yeah, how you been? Like, how's stuff?" And he's, you know how you can tell someone's really kind by their eyes? He's got really kind eyes. And I think even my mum saw a photo of him once. She's like, "Oh, he's a nice boy." You know, typical like parents would be like, "Oh, it's tattoos." Like, "Oh, why would you go and do that?" It's like, I think you can just tell from his eyes that he's a nice guy. So we got to hang out, and we started playing beer pong together. We ended up being on the same team, and I think it was the highlight of the music festival was that I hit the winning shot for me and Post Malone in beer pong, because obviously basketball is life, and I'd been training for that moment my whole life. But yeah, just a super nice guy, super sweet, such a genuine guy, and I think it's nice when you see people like that get the amount of success they do, because he really is just a really kind guy. And I was stoked that he remembered me. I was like having a bit of a fangirl moment. I was like, "Are you sure?" And he mentioned some details about when I met him. I was like, okay, he does remember. He's not just being that guy. But yeah, Post Malone. Lovely person. Lovely chap. Glad I got to have that experience, and glad someone was there who grabbed a couple of photos. I think our friend Hampus was there taking photos. I want to make sure that someone gets credit for these photos. I think it was Hampus. So you can look up Hampus Hellstrom is his name. I'll try and find a link and put him in the chat somewhere so people can see it. But yeah, that was things I found in my camera roll, and it was such a wholesome day almost. But it's nice when you meet people that you really like, and they end up being nice people as well. I mean, nothing would be worse than when you met someone that you look up to or someone that you really like, and they end up being like a bit of a dick. So, can confirm, Post Malone, Not a dick. Breaking news story. But yeah, that's my story time for you guys. Elizabeth, did he remember you? Yeah, I was happy that he remembered me. Georgina, she knew that was a photo from his arm. Robert's gonna be right back. Kong, think that's very nice. Thanks for liking my story, guys. Really boosts my ego when you guys like my stories. Otherwise, it just feels like I'm rambling. You know? That's kind of what I do most of the time anyway. How's everyone going out there? Just checking in on the chat, making sure people are okay. People having fun. People enjoying the Hazlett and Friends live stream. I'm just gonna sit here and stare and hope that I get some validation thrown my way. It's super nice having people here being able to talk and do this. Alright, what have we got up next on the itinerary? Yes. One of my I'd say favorite. One of my favorite times. Kong, the intro vid to Hazlett and Friends is really good. I'm glad you liked that. I cut that together a few days ago. Georgina, I'll always remember when I met you and knew I was from Adelaide, and then when I wasn't sure if you'd come back and you went, hey, come here, and you gave me the biggest hug. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I had a wholesome moment there. Georgina, always a strong contributor to the chat. Chantel, I once met the singer of my favorite bands at Woolies. Gotta love the fresh fruit. This is a joke that only people from Australia will understand. That we have a supermarket back home called Woolworths, and the theme song for Woolworths is Woolworths, the fresh food people. So that is her dad joke about meeting people in Woolworths. It's me and Chantel get it. Don't worry, everyone, as you were. Brit, LeMayo. I haven't said LeMayo in so long. The stream's great, really enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Brit. I get a bit scared whether I should do them or not. So it's nice knowing that people actually enjoy it, and it's not me just doing it for no reason, or just to pretend like I'm important, because I'm not. I just thought it'd be nice to entertain you guys and have a little place to hang out. I just took stronger pain meds, so I may fall asleep soon with this on. I'm sorry, Em. We will try and pick up the energy a little. Perhaps by showing you more random things that I found on TikTok? I think so. I sat there all week trying to figure out what to call this segment, and I've decided that I'm just going to call it Just for Laughs or something. I mean, I've already done things I found on my camera roll. I can't do a segment called Things I Found on TikTok as well. Realize it's just turned into the Things I Found podcast, which probably isn't fun for anyone. It's like, I can also find things, Hazlett. Like, give yourself a break. You're not that cool. That's my camera roll. That's not the section that we wanted. We had our first F up for the day, guys. There's me twice. Okay, let's get out of this. So I found this video And this could just be my humor. I'm going to lean towards it's most likely just my humor finding things like this hilarious. Similar to the Tom Cruise incident of last week. But I saw this video and this guy does a series of them. And I just thought it was hilarious. So here's my favorite laugh that I've had of the week.
And lo, I have turned water into wine. What's wrong? He's done Merlot again. What's wrong with Merlot? What's right with Merlot? Jesus? Yeah? Can you do me something else? Like what? Like a Malbec or a Pinot Noir or something? Yeah, no, I can't do those ones, I'm afraid. What about like a Rioja or... Oh, I'd have a Rioja. No, I can't do Rioja. I mean, I'd settle for like Chateau Neuf de Pape. Just drink it. I could probably do a Shiraz.
I can't tell if it's just like I find this simple humor hilarious, or if it's the fact that I like wine and understand what he's completely saying, because Merlot sucks. Which part of that I find the funniest thing. I find any video where somebody does all the characters just always such a laugh.
And lo, I have turned water into wine. What's wrong? He's done Merlot again. What's wrong with Merlot? What's right with Merlot?
I think that might be one of my new favorite catchphrases. Is what's wrong with Merlot? What's right with Merlot? Is such a great response. I think I might just start doing it to most things.
Jesus? Yeah? Can you do me something else? Like what? Like a Malbec or a Pinot Noir or something? Yeah, no, I can't do those ones, I'm afraid. What about like a Rioja or... Oh, I'd have a Rioja. No, I can't do Rioja. I mean, I'd settle for like Chateau Neuf de Pape.
I have no idea what a Chateau Neuf de Pape is. I'm a wine guy and I've never tried a Chateau Neuf de Pape. But it sounds like if someone can't do a Pinot Noir, they're not going to be able to do a Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Just drink it. I could probably do a Shiraz.
This is the one thing I don't agree with the video. Is Shiraz is great, and I would never make EUGGHKK noises about a Shiraz. So he's still funny though. I still think it's great. And he goes on he's got a series on TikTok, and he does so many. He does one where he pretends to be the Mona Lisa, where he actually has a square cut out of the Mona Lisa, and it's just his face poking through the costume. And I think it's hilarious. He also does another one with Noah's Ark. Whole bunch of them. Does really funny historical reenactments and just makes them hilarious. Which, you know, it's what you want in life. Someone taking stuff that's very serious and making it funny. Which is great. Great for everyone involved. Alright. Who have I now lost after just laughing to myself to TikTok videos? That's probably the more important question. But we got Asphia is still here, Imran, I think. Give us a little emoji if you're still here, Asphia. Georgina's having a laugh. That's always good. Robert, you missed a lot. You've missed a lot of things. Chantel, his face trying to drink it is my face with most wine. Oh, Chantel, you gotta get there. You gotta learn your wines and really start to love them. Hi, Asphere. How's your Sunday? It's lovely having you here. We're all very happy that you're here. I love him, Mike. It's lovely having you here. Be right back. Okay. Okay, so I think it is time to head to the mailbag. As you can see by the name here, this is the mailbag. So the mailbag's like really full this week, which I was happy about. It's always nice getting questions from you guys. So I'm just going to jump straight into these because we need to get through them, you know. I don't want to keep you guys here too long, but the people have questions and I need to give answers. First up, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? From Mitch Robbo 81 in Australia. I think it really is. I mean, it's so recent, so it sounds like it's biased, but that Exile Bon Iver Taylor Swift song was amazing. And before that, it was probably something like Shake It Off, because I used to play in pubs and I did a slow, sad version of Shake It Off most nights at pubs, and to the point where I got fired from pub gigs for playing music that was too depressing. So, but yeah, I think if I had to pick one Taylor Swift song to listen to for the rest of my life, it would be Exile. If I could eliminate a weakness or limitation in my life, what would it be? And that is from Georgina, which I'm assuming is the same Georgina that is in the chat. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But if I could eliminate one weakness or limitation in my life, I really want to say like my tendency to overthink, but I feel like sometimes it's a really good thing. So I kind of don't want to get rid of it altogether. But I really want to say that my tendency to overthink is probably a limitation that I would not like to have. Actually, it's my fear of embarrassing myself, I think, is a limitation I'd really like to not have. Like, cause that's, I mean, I don't dance ever because of that fear of looking stupid. It's very common in a lot of aspects of my life where I'm like, I don't do stuff for fear of looking stupid, and I really should get over that. Well, I just had a look at the next question and it links a little too close. How to break free from a cycle of self-doubt, from Ka Yang. I think this kind of just comes with experience. I think I only sort of found it in the past few years. I think self-doubt's normal, but I think you get to a point where you're just, you're super comfortable and confident in what you do because you do it so much. So I think it just comes from doing stuff that you love, all the time. And the point you kind of hit this point. For me, it was maybe late 20s that I was like, I don't care what other people think, which is rich coming from me saying that I don't want to dance because I'm scared of what people judging me. But I think it's more with stuff that you're comfortable and you like doing. So with music, for instance, if that's something that I had that I was like, I was doubting it for a while because I don't know why I was, but you kind of hit a point where you throw yourself into something that you love so much, you reach a wall where it's like, well, I like this and I kind of don't care what other people think. So I think breaking free from the cycle of self-doubt is just throwing yourself into more stuff that you that you love, because that's if you love it and it makes you feel good and it's good for you, then you should never doubt it. We have the next question here from Ilvita. I say Ilvita all the time, and it feels like I'm saying it wrong. Like I'm pronouncing like I'm calling it a low-key restaurant or something. So, if you're in the chat, Elvita, please correct me on how to pronounce that name. But which cities have you been to? What's the most charming things in those cities? I'm pretty lucky. I'm super lucky. I've been able to travel a lot with music and things like that. Obviously, I'm in Stockholm now. I'm originally from Australia. But you know, I've been some of my favorite places. I've been to New York. I hated New York the first 2 times I went. One was with an ex-girlfriend. The next one was, I think I went for, I was trying to get a record deal, and I went to go play at some labels. I didn't get signed. It was very embarrassing. And the third time I went back to play a show, and I think I just stayed in the right part of New York. I was down near Greenwich Village, near NYU, and it's when you know like the history of New York and all the artists that used to hang out there, it's just such a vibe. I'm lucky enough to have been to Paris. That's one of my favorite places. Staying near Montmartre. I'm terrible at pronouncing places. We stayed near Moulin Rouge. Near Montmartre. I don't know. It's near the giant church on the hill. And the thing I loved about Paris the most was like the early mornings were so nice there. I'd go for a run or a walk up to the church. I have a video of it somewhere. Maybe I'll throw it on my camera roll thing next week. But super beautiful, and yeah, there is something about Paris that is hard to explain. It really is like the city of love thing. Sounds cliche, but yeah, it's super charming. Probably one of the most charming places I've been. But yeah, lots of places I haven't been. I really want to go to Portugal. I really want to go to Spain. I really want to go to more places in Italy. Hopefully do those things on a tour would be lovely. So fingers crossed. Did you have a childhood crush? From Lee Lo HLK or Lee Lolk, I think. I had a few childhood crushes. I had a big crush on Shania Twain at some point. I also had a big crush on Drew Barrymore. It was a big crush. I think they were the big ones. Kong, Emily in Paris. Should I admit this? I should. I've watched Emily in Paris front to back 3 times since it's come out. I just keep watching it, and I have no idea why. I just love it. I'm such a sucker for it. I don't understand. But yeah, sorry, childhood crushes. Yeah, Shania Twain, Drew Barrymore. I feel like there's someone that I'm missing here on this list. There's gotta be someone. Yeah, let's lock in those 2 as my childhood crushes. Oh, I had no, lost it. Not there. Next up, we have a question in from Rob, which I think is in the chat. Think you'll be able to make a couple of tour stops on the East Coast of the States this year? And obviously, I've ruined the typing here. He meant coast, not cost, and that's my bad. Fixed. There we go. Wow. I'm just enjoying the stream right now. I'm so glad you're enjoying the stream. I'm so glad any of you guys are enjoying the stream. It actually makes me really happy. But I'll explain all that later. I would love to tour the East Coast in the US. I'd love to tour anywhere in general. I just have to wait, for lady pandemic to subside a little, and for things to get back to moving and traveling. And also, did I say one or did I say A? Okay, that was first or A, and this is secondly or B. Yeah, tours for sure. I think the thing for me is, I'm not the biggest artist going around, but things that to be able to do tours and stuff like that, you really need a big audience or fan base listening to it. Which is another reason why I wanted to do these live streams, to be able to reach people that I haven't been able to reach because I haven't been able to tour, or I haven't been able to meet and see, that might hear my music but don't know how to get hold of me. So a lot of that comes down to the work that all of you guys do, kind of, when you think about it. It's, you sharing music to a friend, sharing it on your Instagram, or, somebody asks, have you heard any good music lately? And cue Hazlett. So yeah, a lot of it really comes down to A, pandemic, and then B, more people just knowing about me, for lack of a better explanation, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd love to tour. That'd be great. Okay, we got a question here. Choosing my uni major right now, I'm deciding on doing something different than before. I think they might have meant. What if I regret it? How's the new album coming along? Little two-part question. Stuck it in there. Jellyfish. My thoughts with uni and stuff like that. I jumped into university really quickly because I was just told, you have to do a degree. You have to do something. But I don't think you'll ever regret trying something new. I can't remember which country it was. There's a country I think that I was reading about, and they made people, after they finished high school, so when they were like 17, 18, you had to take a year off and work or something. You had to get an internship or do something like that before you went into university. Or I think you could elect to do military service. Asphia's heading off. Bye Asphia, it's nice having you. So I think it was a really good perspective on it, because it made people go out and actually kind of not just go from one education system to the next education system. It made them go out and try things to figure out what they actually wanted to do in life. So I think if you want to try something different, you should do it, because you won't find out what you really want, or what you really want to do, what you're really good at, what you really love, unless you try a bunch of different things. I think so many people just do something because they started it. And there's a fine balance to that, to finishing things that you start, but also, absorbing as much as you can and trying as many different things as you can, because life's short, and you kind of don't know what you're gonna love to do. But yeah, definitely, I'd say try it. Nothing to lose there. New album is coming along kind of slowly, but we'll get there. Okay, Selena, one piece of advice for your younger self / late teen self. I would say one of the biggest pieces of advice would be is to not let fear get in the way of you doing what you want to do. I mean, I kind of was very scared and never sung or played guitar for people because I was very scared of doing it. I mean, obviously everything happens for a reason, but yeah, I got into it really late. Whereas I think I could have got into it a lot younger. I might not have got the same opportunities as I do now, which is always a fine thing to figure out. You know, everything happens for a reason in due time. But yeah, I'd say that, and also to tie in with the last question, like just try a bunch of stuff. Like just do things. Kind of figure out what it is you really like or what you really enjoy. Is probably what I would tell me younger self. And final question. It's not a question. Wow, okay, whoops. No question, just wanted to say thank you for sharing bits of your creative heart with the world, from Jolie Williams. Well, thank you, Jolie, for enjoying the live stream and for also liking what I do and putting out there in the world. I really appreciate it. Oh, so wholesome, so nice. It's lovely to have lovely people here. Kong, oh, my question. Yeah, I hope I helped answer it. But yeah, I'm glad you guys tuned in to hear your answers to the questions you sent, and obviously thanks so much for sending these questions. I promised myself I'd keep this to an hour this week, as to not bore all of you, but we have one little segment to get to before we get out of here, and it's the thing that I like to put together called friend of the program. You know, I think it's nice to shout out something good each week, or as often as we can. Whether that's someone that I've had direct contact with, something that I think is really good, or something just nice in general. And so this week I thought I'd give a shout out. It is June, and it's Pride Month. And I was kind of doing a bit of reflecting, and I was thinking, we've come a long way, especially since I was in high school, and gay slurs and things like that were kind of just a staple of macho language that was just really gross. And you wouldn't really know of any LGBTQ matters or marriage or weddings or things like that. And I remember even like the social pressure alone seemed to hurt a lot of people that I knew, and like kind of friends of friends and things like that. And it was strange that almost the only way you would experience LGBTQ things or anything like that would be, through a show like Will and Grace, or some other like Hollywood stereotype thrown in to be quirky or something like that. So I was looking back, and I was like, wow, it's come really far, even just in a few years. And then you think, obviously, it still has so much further to go. So of course, there's so much more to do when it comes to things like this. But one thing that's super amazing, I think, is like this generation now feels so much more in touch and has such a richer, like brighter, broader view of LGBTQ matters and things like that. Like it's not a sideshow, it's not a gimmick anymore. It's this like rightfully so. Like, hey, we're all human. We're all like one. We're the same people. Like, why the heck would we separate things like this? So I just wanted to give a shout out to Pride Month, because I think it's it's a perfect display of the reality of love and perseverance, and it's a perfect illustration of how like our individualistic selves should be celebrated and not shunned away. You know, it has Pride Month and Pride festivals have a lot of the time a slogan attached to it, which is "Love is love," and I think nothing could be more true than that. So yeah, this week's friend of the program is Pride Month. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. So I hope, you know, you all continue to make whatever space you occupy in this world or online as safe, understanding, and filled with love as possible, because I think it's super important and it's great to see. So yeah, that's me on my high horse real quick, giving a shout out to Pride Month. But yeah, I just thought it was important to talk about it on stream. Okay, so how are we all? Have we enjoyed Hazlett and Friends for this week? I hope so. I sure hope so. Alright. Well, I have kept you enough for this week, so I won't hang on too long. But I just want to thank anybody who joined in, anyone who contributed in the chat. I really appreciate it. It's so nice having people here, and it's nice being able to interact with you. And like I said, I miss everyone and I miss touring. And you know, touring's like the main source of income and even energy for an artist like me. So, you know, if this is something you enjoy, if the stream is something you enjoy, please always reach out and send me a message or a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And if you ever wonder how you can help me, listening to the music, sharing the music around, all those kind of things, there's a link in the stream that you can support. Obviously, you know, money isn't the biggest thing in the world. I just love you guys having a good time. So if you do have a good time, show the music to someone you like. Invite someone to the stream next time, so we can grow this into a little place we can all hang out. Georgina is here for Love is Love. Britt can't wait for next week. Elizabeth is glad she came on. That's a review that you want to hear. Amy, thank you for this, Hazlett. It's been absolutely amazing. Can't wait for the next one. Have a great week, everyone. So many lovely people. But yeah, I won't ramble too long. I'll let you all get back to your Sundays and unwinding before the weekend. Before the weekend? After the weekend to start your week. But yeah, thanks so much for being here. Share the music if you can. It's lovely seeing you as always. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you all next week, and don't forget to send me a message or drop by sometime. See you guys.
You must come from out of the blue. Another color would do. We watch the clouds